Welcome back. Welcome back to Zamori channel. I'm Zamori, of course, and I wanted to talk to you guys about pranks. Pranks have really gone out of hand, and it's one thing when they're funny, but I would say like 99% of them, of the prank videos and people you see out there, are not funny whatsoever. Everyone thinks that they're funny for some reason. That's the biggest problem. They have this ego about them where they feel like they're the funniest person in the world and what they do is hilarious, but it's not. It borderlines like um just I don't even know how to describe it. But the people that watch their videos care more about seeing them like crash out. How far can they push these people to where they like destroy their lives? So yeah, there's nothing about what they do that's funny. Being a comedian takes, skill. There's a reason why not too many people are kind of like at the echelon of comedy. Why nobody could just get up and start doing stand up and, you know, get a whole room of people to applaud and laugh and spread their content. This brings me to this guy here who apparently got two people killed because he thought, his prank calling videos, uh, that's he gets a kick out of that. He thinks they're funny. I guess his viewers think they're funny. Um, and it pushed to the point where two people died at his expense. So that's the one thing I always, a big disclaimer is you think you're funny, but you're really not. And people don't watch you because they think you're funny. They watch you because you are doing something so desperate and so crazy that it could potentially ruin your life. And that's what they want to see. They want to see you ruin your life. So, this video is from Matozi. I just came across it. Let's check it out.
Dutch streamer accepted a $5 donation prank call random people lose their lives. What a crazy house. Genuinely part of it's putting potentially unstable. Part of it.
Yeah, and that's the thing is like these people that go and do prank videos, they prey on people that are a little bit unstable, a little bit, loose screwy, and for the sake of, being an easy target. And as they call it, like in the wrestling biz, it's cheap heat. It takes no skill, no talent to get a reaction from this type of heat, from, this type of prank, I guess. Because it's the cheapest type that you could come up with. There's no real skill or talent behind it. So, this guy, I guess, you know, went after somebody or pranked somebody that was mentally unstable, and those people are not gonna ever see it as a joke. They're not gonna know they're being pranked. They think what's happening is real.
Also tried to pretend like he had
Dollars.
nothing. Change his stated.
And that's the thing too. I don't know why people keep thinking that they could just delete something off the internet and it's gone forever. Do they not realize that, once you upload something to the internet, it's there forever. It's never going away. You can do whatever you can to scrub it, but somewhere out there, it's sitting on a computer, on a server. It's there. You cannot get rid of it. And it only makes you look even more guilty when you try to delete, the evidence or the proof of what you did. Even if you believe that you're innocent, the fact that you're like deleting it makes you look guilty. And subconsciously, I bet this guy thought like he did something wrong, and he did. But he knew he did something wrong, and that's why he's trying to act like he had nothing to do with it.
seems
Like I said, everyone thinks they're the funniest person in the world. When you believe that you're funny, that's when you're the least funny. You know, true. You know you're truly funny when other people tell you you are. Because why are you doing these prank videos to begin with? Obviously, he's obsessed with attention. He wants the fame, and you, in order to get that, you have to appease other people. You have to make other people laugh. If you yourself think you're funny but no one else finds what you do funny, then at the end of the day you're not. So the ego about, people thinking that they could be a comedian is out of control these days.
at the time he was
There's nothing funny about what I just saw there.
serious now.
The police.
On their way. I know you're obviously
Again, not funny at all. You're gonna have to step it up. Like what you're doing is like might have been funny in elementary school or middle school, like that's prank call, but it's not funny. And the people that donate money to uh, prank call someone, they're doing it for themselves. Like this guy's gonna prank call to get a reaction out of this person I know, but the way he goes about it is not funny. I personally think that uh, if you can't seriously make a crowd, like a room of people laugh, you shouldn't be allowed to do comedy in any way, shape, or form. Unpopular opinion.
pranked $5.
and that's fine or whatever. You could prank call, you could prank in this kind of you know, fashion. It's not funny. I feel like eventually someone, you know, maybe where he's from, it'll never happen this way. But I've seen people, you know, get approached and almost knocked out for like abusing a kid in public, you know, abusing a child in public. So I don't know. It's not funny.
Really, another Dutch YouTuber actually
It's all about the views, just like Vitali. Views are number one. The content they're making falls in, you know, at the bottom. It's why Vitali failed with his like, you know, bread catch situation that happened to him, and haven't heard from him since. And is probably going to get this sued to hell. Um, Same thing when you prioritize, you know, the views, you know, trying to hit that upper echelon of being a YouTuber. That's when problems happen. You know, almost certainly, especially when you're desperate and you're willing to like crash out over that, over trying to be famous or rich or whatever you're seeking. That's not just a matter of making content for the sake of the content that you're doing for the love of the art, you know. Yeah, when you make, that's what he got, you know, what he's known for now, making prank calls, making prank videos. And when you're not giving the people what they want anymore, you're going to lose views. You know, instead of being all around, you know, content creator, something that could do multiple facets of different things, he found his niche, which is prank calls, pranks. And when he can no longer do that, he loses the views. And now that he has this situation looming over his head, where he by proxy got two people killed, I wonder what the courts are gonna say if they, you know, like if he can't make prank videos anymore or make prank content, if they like ban him from that. He's virtually done, you know.
go in pressing
And see, the person that like put in this request that knew Effie and gave him Effie's number, he knew that this guy was unstable. He knew that he was going to react in a serious manner, especially if he made the prank be all about, you know, being a gangster. He knew this guy, and he knew this guy was going to crash out hard by doing this. And this guy, you know, as morbid and as, you know, doomer as we are these days, where we just want to see the worst in humans, you know, the worst outcome in things, this was guaranteed to happen.
I forget how actually out without what happened. So according to Dick Pollard,
Why
I have
did you
no idea how to
puck?
pronounce the Dutch name.
Yeah, I don't know
Syrian
either.
in this part here.
Yet
but I
we
guess all of this means there's a chance that it gets me and hey, either way.
yeah, and everything's allegations until proven, and that's what you gotta say or gotta assume when you don't know the full story. But just based on human behavior and knowing what would happen, knowing the limited outcomes that would happen from this situation unfolding, it's pretty safe to say why it happened. Um, Again, it's we can't say for sure, but we also have to understand human behaviors and what outcomes will happen when people behave certain ways or when they are a certain way. What kind of outcomes will happen from said behaviors.
Sense part
See, again, that does that sound like the behavior of someone who is innocent? Even if he had nothing to do with the killings, he knew there's some responsibility that he knows that he is accountable for. So he knew that his prank set off the series of events that would then go to unfold to get, you know, two people killed.
of that possible. But again,
Yeah, and I think here in the United States, it's pretty safe to say that like he would have some sort of accountability, just like now how they're like holding parents, accountable if their kid goes to his school and does an atrocity, that the parents can go to prison too. There's some sort of accountability, some link, because if he had not pranked this guy to go, meet him under a bridge where then these three guys happen to be walking by, none of that would have ever happened. So he has some sort of accountability that he has to pay for, but who knows how they do things in Europe.
obviously, I mean,
Yeah.
statement. I I'm really
He sure knew what date to delete and cover up, so I don't know about that. I think so. I think it could. Yep. Call this guy, riled him up. He got him all jazzed up, told him to meet him under a bridge, and he went out and did what he did. I think so.
just for the context of the whole thing is caused this. Also, as the person who's been all of this 6 months.
Yeah, and the guy who gave his number and knew FA, he probably knew this, and that is why he wanted to get him pranked, because they knew this guy was unstable and was capable of crashing out in the way he did, and he wanted to get a laugh out of it. Because as I said, these days, we're so bombarded by like media and slop and just everything that we're just desensitized to everything, and we just keep pushing that bar ever so slightly more and more, getting more and more extreme, and to the point where even the most extreme things don't even affect us anymore.
All of this.
Personally, I think you should. Yeah, I think when your actions, whether direct or indirect, contributed to people dying, um, or just to any crime occurring, there should be some sort of accountability there. Some jail time, something should happen, because had he not made that call, then that F guy probably wouldn't have went down there with his gun, and those kids would have not gotten shot. So I think he set off the chain reaction that caused the whole situation to happen. So personally, I think he should be held accountable. But thanks again for checking out my video. If you like it, up. If you don't, you can thumbs down. I'm brand new at this, but I'm gonna keep going, keep getting better, keep presenting new content. If there's anything you want me to check out or react to, let me know in the comments. And until next time, we'll see you.